All right. So, all right, everybody. So, konnichiwa mina. So, long time no see when it comes to the live streams. Like, it's been a while since I have done like a One Piece live stream or live streams in general. So, yeah. So, like, I want to talk about the spoilers for the next One Piece chapter, which is 1167. So, yeah. So before I talk about the spoilers, like I want to say arigato gozaimashita for 795 subscribers. I greatly appreciate all of the support. Do you think Loki is an ancient weapon? Hmm, that is a really, really good question. I probably would say yes, because he is like a sun god Nika. So I probably would say yeah. But even though Luffy also does have the sun god Nika, and he's not an ancient weapon, and same thing with Bonnie, and she's not an ancient weapon, but maybe he's the exception to that rule. He could be Uranus. Yeah, maybe. That's definitely a possibility. All right, so I will be talking about the spoilers. So I will be reading on Reddit. So so the chapter is 17 pages. So chapter 1167 is the son of Ida. So the reader request in the cover is Nochiko and Genzo, which is the guy with the pinwheel, looking at a cat that is trying to steal a book about a fish. Harold was tasked by the world government to help the Marines in secret to defeat pirates as part of Harold's vow to atone for giants, thousands of years worth of sins. We see Harold cutting a pirate ship in two in the middle of the sea. So then we have the narrator. Narrator explains that there was a rumor spreading among the countries on the Grand Line that on the seas with heavy mist lived a monster that is mainly targets pirates. But narrator says too that Harold is not the Floridian Triangle monster because he attacked ships in other regions too. So that is interesting. That is really, really interesting. Narrator says that after God Valley incident, some pirates that participated in that event conquered the seas Roger, Newgate, Linlin, and Kaido. After Roger's death, Harold was promoted by the five elders to devoted blade of the god, the confidant of the Knights of God. He was marked with a tattoo on his left arm. Wow, that is interesting. So Harold became a God's Knight now? Hmm. So Harold said, "What an honor." Five elders. There are three stages to the contract. So so we have to keep this in mind. So the three stages are surface sea contract. Yeah, surface sea contract, but a faint tie. Deep sea contract and sea floor contract are the real vows exchanged between the 13 chosen of God. Yeah, this kind of sounds like, well, no, not really. I guess this kind of sounds like the bad version of like the marriage vows. Like when you're marrying somebody, Herald God, Nushjiro, if a day should come where you are to be granted with the title of Knight of God, Herald, will Elbath be welcomed into the circle of world government as well. 5 elders, indeed. Garling gave Harold a long distance Denton to contact him immediately when necessary. Harold, drunk with Neptune. Okay, so I guess Harold cannot hold his liquor, I guess. Who tells him his daughter is about to be born. Neptune joked that Loki and his daughter should get engaged. Harold referred to Shirahoshi as Mosa Mosa. Oh, so that's like the Mosa Mosa thing. Because if you guys remember, like in the previous chapters, Mosa is like Loki's pen pal. So I'm guessing that's Shirahoshi. Hmm. 15 years ago, during Fisher Tiger escape from Mary Gorosei, we could see Hancock and her sisters too. A mysterious figure helped Fisher Tiger while he freed slaves. Is clear that the mysterious figure was Shanks. Oh, so we're going to see Shanks in this chapter, I guess. Yeah, very, very interesting. Emoshidori. Harold arrived to the Holy Land during next days and saw Shanks talking with Shamrock in the city. Shanks now lived in Mary Gorosei with Garling and Shamrock. Shanks wore a Knights of God uniform like his brother and had a bandage over his left eye. No explanation about the injury on Shanks's face in this chapter. So did Shanks just join the dark side? He's also joining the God's Knights now, like along with like his twin brother, which he's been like a God's Knight since the very beginning. So yeah, like it seems like Shanks just joined the bad side. Hmm. Shanks. So Shanks says, "Let's go, Shamrock. Tell me more about the Holy Land. I want to capture the culprit so I can be useful. Do we have any clue so far? Devoted Blade of God, Garland family, Saint Shanks." So I guess Shanks is a part of the Foggerland family. So, well, how that would make sense because Shamrock is a part of the God's Knights as well. So, yeah, makes sense. So Shamrock says, "It's wiser to wait till you're all healed up, Shanks." Member of the Knights of God Farland family, Shamrock. Shanks, angry. "You guys wouldn't get it. How it feels to have wasted 24 years of your life. No wonder I always felt like I don't belong. Everything was disgusting." In Elbath, Ida fell ill, but she refused to contact Harold since he was busy with his mission. Hadudin went out to sea to find a doctor, while Loki is also worried for her, but he won't show it. Both Loki and Hadudin were adults now. Ida said to her close friends that even if they are not connected by blood, Loki was also a precious son of her like Harudin. At the end of the chapter, Loki discovered that the Brewers' village poisoned Ida as revenge for Estrid. Hmm. This went dark very quick, which like the whole thing was dark, but yeah, that's just really dark. So Loki says, "What? What did you say just now?" So the Brewers Village giant says, "I'm talking about absurdity of letting an outsider woman like her become the queen. Surely you agree, Loki. We are both of the same clan as the true Queen Astrid. All treasures and power, all treasures and power belong to us. That's why I poisoned her." Her fate was sealed. In an amazing final double page of the chapter, Loki destroyed Brewer's village. We see that the village in flames as Loki grabbed by the neck of the giant who poisoned Ida. So then the giant is like, "Ow, Loki, what the heck?" And then Loki's like, Ida won't die from this, right? I remember well. My biological mother threw me into the underworld in distaste. Screw the treasures. What a trash clan. Ida better not die from this. She's the only one. And then Ida, in her past, she says, "You look lonely, Loki. Why not come to my place?" And then Loki's like, I I call my mother. And then end of the chapter, no break next week. Wow. That is a lot of stuff, to talk about. That's a lot of stuff going on. So I will have to breeze back through this and see what the heck was going on. But yeah. So the son of Ida is Loki. So we've been like established that Shanks just joined in with the Gods Knights with his twin brother Shamrock, and he has like a bandage over his eye, and we don't know how he got injured. Like, I know that Shanks has like a scratch on his face from Blackbeard, but he also got another injury to his eye, and we don't know who did it. So that's a mystery. Yeah. So after Roger passed away, so this is going like way back to like chapter 1 or episode 1. So after Roger passed away from his execution, then Harold was promoted to the Gods Knights, like the world government, because he's kind of a sad excuse for a king, basically. And then they marked him with the tattoo on his left arm. So it's kind of like the same situation like with Nami. Like when she joined Arlong's crew, Arlong tattooed Nami's arm. Like to let so Arlong tattooed Nami like his tattoo on Nami's arm, and then now Nami what was a part of the Arlong crew for a long time. So So it's kind of like the same situation there. And then Harold is all like, "Oh, like it's an honor," because, like I said before, Harold is like a sad excuse of a king. And so the five elders are like, there are three stages to the contract. So, like I said before, it's kind of like the marriage vows. When you're married to somebody, like you stay together, for rich or for poor, sickness and health do us till part, which you should always follow that. Like especially women these days, women don't know how to follow the marriage vows. Like when it comes to their husband, like you stay with your husband for rich or for poor, sickness and health do us till apart. So yeah, always do that, ladies. Stay with your husband. Like if you're having issues with your marriage, you go talk to a marriage counselor. So yeah, so the sea contract, so surfaced sea contract is but faint tie. Deep sea contract and sea floor contract are the real vows exchanged between the 13 chosen god. So you have the surface sea contract, the deep sea contract, and then you have the sea floor contract. So that might be tied to something to oh, what's that water island? Uh yeah. Where Shirahoshi lives, like, and all the mermen and mermaid live. But yeah, that place. Um, so then we have Nurse Jiro, which is the centaur with the katana. So he says, "A day should come where you are granted with the title of Knight of God." So I'm guessing that if Emu, I guess, passes away, then I guess Harold is going to be um like the next king, I guess. So then Harold is all like, "Will Elbath be welcomed into the circle of the world government as well?" And then the five elders says, "Indeed." So Harold is trying to make Elbath be a part of the world government, which is not a good thing. Not a good thing at all. So then Harold gets drunk with Neptune. So are we talking about Neptune? Shirahoshi's dad, Neptune? Is that the Neptune we're talking about? Because that's the only Neptune that I can think of is Shirahoshi's dad, who tells him his daughter was about to be born. Okay, so this was the time period when Shirahoshi was born. Neptune joked that Loki and his daughter should get engaged. So Neptune is saying that Loki and Shirahoshi should get married, husband and wife. So they should get married. So, and then Harold referred to Shirahoshi as Momo. Okay, so it looks like Harold, which is Loki's dad, gave Shirahoshi that nickname Mosa Mosa, which is Loki's pen pal. So then, 15 years ago, during Fisher Tiger's escape from the Marigorse, so now we're going back to Fisher Tiger, we can see Hancock and her sisters too. So then we see Boa Hancock, and then we also see, so we're probably going to see, not Boa, yes, Boa, and then Sandra and then the other one. A mysterious figure helped Fisher Tiger while he freed the slaves. It's clear that the mysterious figure was Shanks. So it looks like Fisher Tiger and Shanks are friends, like they're allies. It seems like that's what's going on here. And then Harold arrived to the Holy Land during the next days and saw Shanks talking with Shamrock in the city. Shanks now lived in the Marigorse with Garling and Shamrock. Shanks wore a Knights of God uniform like his brother and had a bandage over his left eye. No explanation on the injury. So maybe his own brother gave him that injury? That's probably going to be my guess. Both were talking about the Fisher Tiger incident. So probably those two had an argument because Fisher Tiger and Shanks are, well, they were friends like in that time period. So then Shanks is all like, "Let's go, Shamrock. Tell me more about the Holy Land. I want to capture the culprit so that I can be useful." So the question is, who is the culprit? So I guess this circles back to Fisher Tiger, I guess, being the culprit. So they're talking about the devoted blade of God. And then Shamrock is all like, "It's wiser to wait until you're healed up, Shanks." And then Shanks, being extremely angry, saying, "You guys wouldn't get it." So I'm guess he's saying when he says your guys, he's saying pretty much like the God's Knights. "How it feels to waste 24 years of your life. No wonder I always felt like I don't belong. Everything was disgusting." So I guess Shanks wasted 24 years of his life to become like a God's Knight, to figure out 24 years later that these people are disgusting, these people are like horrible. So I'm guessing that's the situation of why Shanks is angry, that he was a God's Knight and then he figured out, oh, these people are horrible and I wasted my life. In Elbath, Ida fell ill, but she refused to contract Harold since he was busy on a mission. And then Hadudin, which is the brother of Loki, went out to sea to find a doctor, while Loki is also worried for her, but he wouldn't show it. Both Loki and Hadudin are both adults now. This chapter was insane. The scans were out now. Oh really? Like I did not know that. I will have to check the scans out. Hmm. But yeah, lot of stuff going on like in this chapter from what I'm reading. Like I haven't like read the actual chapter, but like the spoilers are just a lot of stuff going on. So that's why I have to like reread stuff and kind of break it up to try to put together like what the heck is going on. But yeah, thank you so much for letting me know about that. I'll definitely check those out. Yeah, yeah, this is crazy. I I love the content. Thank you so much. I greatly appreciate that you like my content. Greatly appreciate it. Yeah, so like I'm trying to make it like a schedule kind of thing. Like I think I updated it on like my YouTube bio, but I want to make a video every like Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And I think every single Monday I'm going to be doing my Double Fruit of the Week series, where I talk about a double fruit, um, like and talk about what it can do. I'm thinking about doing the Netsu no Mi, or the heat fruit, which is used by oven. And then for Wednesday, I'm thinking about doing a character discussion talking about oven since he uses the heat fruit. And I'm not sure what to talk about Friday because, like, I did do the Ushi no Mi model giraffe. So I think I might do Kaku, doing a character discussion talking about Kaku. Like, I might do that. Yeah, so I'm probably going to stream for about an hour because that's usually how long I stream. I usually stream for about an hour. Yeah, so I guess I could look up the scans. So I guess we could talk about that. So, what makes me wonder, so they're talking about the Floridian Triangle Demon, which kind of goes back to the Floridian Triangle that was roughly around I think, where Thriller Bark is. And from my research anyway, that the Floridian Triangle is supposed to be like an extremely dangerous place. So I'm guessing the reason why the Floridian Triangle is a dangerous place is because of Loki, because he's a dangerous character, as we can clearly see from like the spoilers. How do you feel about Harald? So how do I feel about Harald? He definitely has some anger problems, some anger problems for sure. And in my opinion, I think he's kind of like a sad excuse for a king, like in my opinion, because when you're a king, you're supposed to stand 10 toes down in everything you do. And when you're a king, you lead through the good and the bad. Like you can't lead when it's convenient for you, but then when things go south, you just want to just run. That's not a king to me. So my feelings about Harald, I think he needs to get his anger in check and also stand 10 toes down in what he does, for sure. Harold is a very complex character. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Like a lot of stuff going on with Harold. He's definitely a complex character for sure. Like it's like it's like you like him, like you like him and then you don't like him. So that's how I feel with Harold. Like it's like you like him and then you don't like him. You like him and then you don't like him. He's really a roller coaster for sure. So yeah, not really much to talk about. Just like yeah, like I want to talk about I guess like the whole God Valley thing. Um I really do like Rocks. I mean, rest in peace to Rocks even though he went like insane. But I definitely liked Rocks. Goldie Roger, like in my opinion, of course. I find him like underwhelming a little bit. But yeah, God Valley is just crazy, like really crazy. Garland is crazy as heck. He's a nutcase. E- Everyone hates Garling now. I'm like, yeah, like I don't like Garling. He's just like he's so abusive. Like he was abusive to his wife and I think he like abandoned his children and stuff. It's like Go- Garland is horrible. He's like so horrible. Like and then now he's like I guess like the new king as far as like the God's Knights because I think it was Saturn. So Saturn passed away. Garland took over. Yeah, Garland is crazy. He's a nutcase, and I'm kind of hoping that Emu does the same thing to Garling, like what Emu did to Saturn. Like honestly, the God's Knights are just evil and terrible. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, like all of the God's Knights are horrible. So since now Shanks has joined the God's Knights, so does that make Shanks horrible too? Because I kind of feel like he trade when it comes to Shanks because like when you see Shanks towards the very beginning, it's like, oh, I like Shanks. He's super strong. He saved Luffy from a crazy sea creature at the cost of his own arm. Um, he gave Luffy the straw hat, which used to belong to Goldie Roger. He just has this power to just clash, stop a fight. Like he did that with Marineford. He did the same thing with Green Bull and Wano. And then we see this, like he just joined the God's Knights. He has the tattoo and everything. It's I don't know. In this chapter, he was acting all stuck up and noble when he met Harold, almost like a trick or something. Oh yeah, for sure. Like Shanks definitely he's definitely a trickster for sure. He definitely tricked me because I wasn't expecting this out of him. That he would just join the God's Knights like that, like with his like with his brother Shamrock. So yeah, like he is a trickster for sure. Yeah, like I guess you could say Harold is like a bad influence, like 24 years ago. So is Harold older than Shanks? Because if that's the case, Harold is like a bad influence when it comes to Shanks. Because I'm not good with like timelines and ages, but I think he is older though. He could be gathering information. That's true. That's definitely true. Like I guess sometimes you have to go into the dark side to get all the information, and then once you get all the information, then you're out of there. So yeah, that's definitely true. I could definitely see that about Shanks because knowledge is power. And then something tells me maybe Shanks, with all that information, he might become a force to be reckoned with, like an Elbath. Maybe he'll be the one to defeat Emu. I mean, that's definitely possible. Even though I would love to see Shanks fight like his brother. That'd be an awesome fight. He could make an appearance. Like he could. He could for sure. I think that was said like in the spoilers, right? Like he had like the eye patch and we don't know what caused that injury. So like we might see him. Well, hold on. Like we do see him in a flashback, but like we might see him in Elbath. Because I think if you see a character like in a flashback, like if they're not dead, um, you're probably going to see them like in the current chapters. Yeah, he wears a band-aid when he's with Shamrock. Yeah, true. That's definitely true. Yeah, so hopefully we get the question answered, how did he get that bandage? Because Loki also wore like a bandage too to cover his eyes, but now we know why he has that bandage around his eye, because he has like the special eye. He has like the Scarlet Eye from like Hunter x Hunter, or like the Sharingan from Naruto, or Byakugan from Naruto, or Renegon from Naruto. Shamrock mentions that it's an injury that he's recovering from, could be from Blackbeard. Oh, that does make a lot of sense. Yeah, that would, yeah, like that would make sense, because Rox is a part of that flashback too, and we know that Rox is the father of Blackbeard. So yeah, that's true. That's definitely true. I totally forgot about that. So it makes me wonder, like, are we gonna see Blackbeard, um, like in the story? I think that'll be cool. This flashback is so important. Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. Flashbacks are really, really important, especially this one. Like the whole God Valley thing, this one right here. So yeah, flashbacks are very, very important, which I don't think we ever had that before. Have we ever had that in One Piece, where flashbacks are actually important and actually going to matter, like in the current arc? Like, I think this is the first one. But correct me if I'm wrong, because I am no means a One Piece expert like Tekken 101 is. Shout out to Tekken 101. He really knows his stuff for sure. Ohara was important, I guess. Yeah, that's definitely true. The Island of Knowledge, Robin, and her mom. So yeah, Hakohara is really important, because knowledge is power. So the more knowledge you have, um, the more powerful you are, which means you're more of a threat. So yeah. All right. Hello, how are you? Welcome to the stream. Do you do you see One Piece? Uh, I'm not quite sure what you mean by that, but I do read it and watch it. Yeah. Yeah, like I do read One Piece and watch One Piece. Yeah. Oh, how I'm glad. Look, like I'm glad you're doing good. That's awesome. How my day is doing good. How my day is doing good. I'm doing a live stream because I really do enjoy live streaming. I haven't streamed in a while. Do Do you know what I am? I'm from India. How does school? Sh- sh- shout Shout out to India. You like to stream? Yeah, I could do like to stream. Um, like I don't stream as often as I used to because life is crazy. Like especially during the holidays, it's super busy. So, but I do stream when I can. All right, 20 more minutes, and then I'll probably get off here. But yeah, so I will stream sometimes. Like I don't know how often. It kind of just depends on how I feel. Did Did you see the chapter? Um, like for some reason I can't find the chapter for some reason. Um, yeah, so usually I just read it on like the wiki because for some reason I've been really struggling to find like the actual like chapter with like the panels and stuff. So I just read it on the wiki. Reddit is a good source. Okay. Oh, I will check Reddit. Oh, okay. Like I'll try TCB scans. Thank you so much. All right, there we go. Found the chapter finally. Yeah, like I'm trying to find the chapter. It's just and it, like when I do find it, it's like hard to read. Why is it so hard to find chapters on here? Yeah, like I might just read it on my own time. Yeah, like it's like my phone takes forever to load up these chapters. Don't know why it does that, but I think I might just read it on my own time. You yeah, yeah, like I might just read it on my own time and maybe make a video on it or something because it has like all like these ads and stuff that block everything, and it's just so annoying. But I'll try it again. I guess if at first you don't succeed, dust yourself off and try again, right? So Reddit has no ads. Yeah, I'll try it. I'll try Reddit again. Okay. Found it. I found it. So thank you so much for all the help. I greatly appreciate it. So yeah, Reddit is so much better because all the ads, so annoying. So yeah, thank you so much. So yeah, so I will read the chapter to you guys. Why not? Story time. Story time from Set Sail TCG Queen. All right, so chapter 1167, Ida's Son. So we have the cover page, which like his a cover request. So yeah, like a cover request by Ideal Sanji. A cat scolded. Yeah, like a cat scolded for looking at a book, but Jen Najiko got mad. Okay, we see um we see Najiko, we see the cat or Neko because Neko means cat in Japanese, and then we have the guy with the pinwheel, which I totally forgot his name. Like I know I said it towards the beginning of the stream, but I totally forgot. So we have him. So now going on with the actual chapter, which I'm so glad that they have like the narrator stuff because I really like how like in Hunter x Hunter they have the narrator like explaining what the heck is going on because it helps me understand the chapter better. 33 years ago, 5 years before, yeah, 33 years ago, 5 years after God Valley, I should have sworn the pirates were approaching offshore. So then we see, I think that's Morgan's, but there was something huge and shadowy emerging from the mist behind them. The underwater prison, Impel Down. Okay, so now we're in Impel Down, which is my favorite arc in One Piece, by the way. Everything just went kaboom after that. Our ship was in ruins. Before we knew it, we were nothing but fish food. Sure, it wasn't a seeking attack. No way. It was shaped like a human. Yeah, shaped like a human. Don't tell me you were in the infamous waters of the Floridian Triangle. Fat chance. We don't we don't we don't fish near that region. Everyone knows to avoid it. Anyway, the monstrous thing was definitely human like. Okay, so they're talking about the Floridian Triangle, which is roughly around um Thriller Bark, which is roughly around there. So do not fish there. It is extremely dangerous. Like in their fishmen, so they definitely can't be over there. During this period of rumor began to circulate among the Grand Line countries. They said a monster lurked deep in the foggy seas, targeting pirate crews. So, yeah, so there's like that shadowy figure. Um, so like remember like those shadowy like rocks that we see that we don't know much about as far as the Floridian Triangle. So so they see that and then they're like, "Whoa!" because it's foggy and you can't see it. The identity of the monster was no other than Harold. Okay, so Harold is the one that's a part of the Floridian Triangle, I guess. Um, Few who sailed those waters had ever been giant with their own eyes. So to them, it was nothing less than the very embodiment of fear. Harold now worked in the shadows to back up the Navy as part of the atone of the last 1,000 years of history. Meanwhile, pirates who had gone their separate ways after God Valley. So we see Kaido, we see Whitebeard, and then we see Charlotte Linlin continue to rise in prominence in over the next decade or so. Each of them would peak to become a defining face of generation. Yeah, I'm so glad that they have like the narrator boxes. I'm a huge fan of that. That's why I'm a huge fan of Hunter x Hunter. Most of these pirates simply chase over territory. However, the crew broke through all the others and achieved a feat long believed impossible. They circumnavigated the entire world. They were hailed as the crew of the Kings of Pirates, Goldie Roger. So we see Goldie Roger, we see Buggy, we see Shanks. Um, Looks like they're having a good old time, I guess. The public execution was captured. Pirate King was meant to serve as spectacle, a display of the world government's power, however. The world was plunged into an even greater turmoil as countless souls set out in pursuit of the vast treasure Roger left behind one piece. Okay, so now we're going into Goldie Roger's execution. Has become world government dog. I love. Yeah, Lucky has. Harald has become like the big dog of the world government. That's true. In pursuit of vast treasure, Roger left behind the one piece. No one has anticipated the advent of the great pirate era. Navy headquarters found itself caught off guard as a result. More than 10 giants were drafted into the Marines from all over the world in an effort to consolidate strength. During the stretch of the time, Harold waited on a Navy hand and foot. Did you see how huge it was? He's an ancient giant. I want to make him my slave. And that very year, I think I lost my spot. Hold on, guys. I'm sorry. Um, and that very year, he was granted formal permission to visit the Holy Land, a Shadow Sea contract. And then we see, okay. Oh, so that's Harald. Yeah, so we see Harald. He's joined the God's Knights. He has the tattoo. And then I forgot this guy. Yeah, like I forgot this guy's name with the giant mustache. I forgot his name, but I know he's a part of the God's Knights. Consider yourself the right hand of the God's Knights. God's steel. It's a great honor. Oh boy, Harold. Oh boy. He made a contract with the devil, and that's going to come back to bite him in the butt. I'm telling you. There are 3 levels of contract. The shallow sea contract is more minor pact. The deep sea contracts are preserved for those who are bound fully to the true God. Only 13 individuals in the entire world receive pilgrimage. What do you mean by God? You will only come to know that the greatest depths of this world. On this day, you will become a full knight of God. Could Elbath become a member of the nation? Oh, and then we have Garling. That horrible, horrible piece of S. That's all I gotta say. He's a piece of S. Naturally, Harald, at the point of entire world would be glamoring to welcome you. A grateful opportunity to prove myself. Of what, Harold? To prove yourself of what? Of how much of a crappy king you are? Because you win in that department. And I thought Cobra was bad. Like when it comes to Halabasta and all that stuff. But yeah, Harold is horrible. Like as of right now, he's horrible. And then Saint Garling, yeah, like I said before, he's a piece of S. So, captain of the Knight of God Farland family, Saint Garling. What is the Great One planning? You're going to obey us even though you're the king of Elbath. Of course, just say the word. We'll keep long distance transponder snail on hand and call if we ever need you. You'll be free to travel the surface world, but you're forbidden to speak of our dealings. Understood. Then 20 years ago, yeah. So 20 years ago, Ryugu Kingdom, Fishman Island. Oh, Fishman Island. That was the island I was thinking of. Yeah. Fishman Island. So then, so that's Harold. Oh, yeah. So we see Harold and Garling. So they're drinking, they're getting drunk. I haven't laughed hard in a long time, Neptune. Me too. Paul Jaman? So is that like the nickname he calls Harold? Yeah, I guess so. We both we both have our fair share of headaches, don't we? To be honest, I don't think your son is that bad deep down. Let's not forget what your youth was like. Well, when you put it like that, I'm just being brutally honest. Anyway, I tell you, a fortune teller predicted I have a daughter in 4 years. Jaman, when the when the time is right, we we betroth Loki as my future daughter. No, hold on. Let me read that again. When the time is right, why don't we betroth Loki to my future daughter? Okay, so Neptune is giving the blessing to Loki to marry his daughter. Which, Neptune, what kind of a dad are you to give your daughter to Loki? Because Loki's kind of crazy a little bit, but I don't know. So I think he's laughing. Bar har 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 har. Now you're going too far. Cut it out. Hey, don't write her off so fast. She's going to be just she's not she's not going to be just any old mermaid. My daughter might as well be born with a power no one else could ever hope for and handle, Gaman. Well, she's an ancient weapon. You know, she's an ancient weapon. That's the power she has. She has the power to control sea kings. That's why in Fishman Island they have to make Shirahoshi happy, because if she gets upset, then the sea kings will destroy that island. So yeah, just give Shirahoshi just the most dangerous weapon ever. Yeah, I don't get it. Yeah, I know. Why? Like, why? Why would you give, well, yeah, why would you give, like, Neptune, why would you give your daughter to Loki and Loki is crazy? Yeah, that's, I don't know why either. Well, that does sound like a perfect match. Let's have a toast. You're gonna have a toast to giving your daughter to a crazy Neptune? Are you crazy too? You're just as crazy as Harold. I'm just saying. Yeah, that's crazy. Like, no wonder why they best friends. They crazy and crazier. They're crazy on top of crazy. That is insane. It's really insane. Crazy and crazier. There you go. Here's oh, okay. Here's to the future of my mischievous troublemaker and your Miss Mosa Mosa. Don't call her that. She will be Shaggy. That same year, Owl Library Elbath. Don't mention it. You're welcome. To live freely here, Saul. Oh, so we get Saul in this chapter. Okay, that's interesting. Thanks a bunch. Actually, there's one thing I like to ask. What is it? Oh, wait, hold on. I hate when I do that. There we go. Yeah. So actually, there's one thing I like to ask. What is it? If we get if we get other learned folks on LBAT to help, would you be willing to open a school here? A school? How's that? A nice idea. Okay. So like Saul is cool. I mean, I really do like Saul. So let's build a school here. So let's build our own version of O'Hara. And let's hope that it doesn't get destroyed by the world government, which Harold is a part of. Oh boy. I don't know how I feel about that. 15 years ago, a major incident occurred at the Holy Land of Mary Gorose. My slaves are running away. The cells are broken. Hurry. What do you want to be their pets forever? Okay, so now we got Fisher Tiger here. So Fisher Tiger is running. Darn it. Is that the God's Knights? So, okay, so we see. Okay, so Fisher Tiger is shackled. So he's running, taking the shackles off. Listen, the armory will be left unlocked for you. I'll tell you the location. So then we see like explosions. Hurry, big sis. So okay, so we get one of Boa's sisters, Sendrazonia. So Sendrazonia, she's being shackled by the world government, and then Fisher Tiger runs to save her, and like in Boa. So then Sendrazonia, and then the other sister. There's someone out there, and then we have Boa. Someone's fighting to free us from this Hell, basically. Hurry, Koala. You have to run. This attack on the Holy Land is carried out by Fisher Tiger. The wake of the incident would go to become the captain of the Sun Pirates. So, okay, that's cool. So, Fisher Tiger is the captain of the Sun Pirates. Sounds like it was pretty rough. They say someone with the government must left the armory to open for them. Wow, it's up to us to find the culprit. I can't wait to excuse them. There's someone I want to intrude you to, Harold. His name is Shanks, huh? He's Shamrock's younger brother. They were separated a long time ago due to circumstances. Like, and what are those circumstances? I'd like to know. Shanks thinks he's slick. Oh, yeah. Huggy thinks he's slick. Oh, absolutely. He's Shamrock's younger brother, and they were separated a long time ago due to circumstances. He suffered many hardships in the surface of the world. If he were to form a deep sea contract, sorry guys, I lost my voice there. I believe he'd make a great asset on par with Shamrock. For the time being, however, he's been given the rank of God's steel just like you. I know I said the same thing when I first met Shamrock too, but I can't shake the feeling that I've met you before. I don't know what you're talking about. You're just some giant commoner from the surface. Don't act so familiar with me. I was blessed from birth with Foggerland's blood in my veins. I have no doubt in some I have no doubt in going to become a knight of God before you. I guess I mistook you for somebody else. Come on, Shamrock. I wish to deepen my knowledge of the Holy Land, and I shall apprehend that traitor to claim the credit I deserve are my leads. So we have Saint Shanks and then Saint Shamrock, which I will say, like their outfits look really, really cool. I will say, they look like they're from royalty or something, which is really, really cool. I must say. I can't wait till your wounds are fully healed, Shanks. I cannot fathom the anguish of having the last 24 years of your wasted life. No wonder the rest of the world seems alien to me. I hate everything down here. The same year, the fishing village of Elbath. It's no good. My medical knowledge is too limited. Let's call Harold and see if he can get us in touch with a more skilled doctor. Don't don't he got a lot on his plate now? I can recover on my own. To keep saying that you're weaker that day, I have to get better, Harold. I will be heartbroken if you don't. So I think that's Irita. Motto, keep the cavern open. No way. How can I when you're sick, Ida? However, Harald's home will always go straight to the elders, begs them to allow you two to be legally married. The fools know, happy, enjoy befriending. So, yeah, I'm probably gonna um, read this a little bit faster because I don't want to take too much of your time, guys. But I really do appreciate you guys joining the stream. I really do appreciate it. So then we see Loki cooking up meat for this old woman. The tavern, my main hangout spot, I want to reopen it. So Loki seems really, really similar to Luffy a little bit, like with the meat stuff, because you know Luffy really likes meat. So good grief, the troublemaker has grown out of hand. I'm glad you've been able to keep him in line, even with Hatterdine and his friends looking for a doctor. Your boys really love you. Everyone blowing this out of proportion, I'll be fine, but it does make me smile. So Elbath, it's really hard to see here. Elbath is an alcohol village, hometown of Loki's birth mother. What did you say? Um, to hold off, like I can't hold off Harald anymore. We may not be related by blood, but I can see him the same as I do. Still remember the birth of my mother. She hated me. She had me thrown into the realm of the dead. And that's why I slipped her with poison. And this stuff is fatal. Her days are numbered. And that old man right there, he needs to reap what he stole for causing Hirita to get sick. Wow. What a savage. Like what a real savage. And I think that's the end of the chapter. Yeah. That is the end of the chapter. No break next week. So that is cool. Hida, top One Piece mom. Yeah, I totally agree. Like I really do like Hida. Really, really cool character. Like, it's really unfortunate, that she got poisoned. Yeah, really, really sad. Kanashi. Loki grabs him like a toothpick. Yeah. Did you see when Loki grabbed him? Yeah, that was crazy. Loki's strong. Don't underestimate Loki. Loki's past is sad though. Yeah, Loki's past is sad. I really do feel bad for him. Like with the whole like eye thing, and then he gets like bullied because of that. Yeah, you feel real bad for Loki. Absolutely. Thoughts on the chapter? Um, some crazy stuff. Real crazy stuff. You know, Harl joining. the bad side because he's a crappy king, and then Neptune is kind of a crappy father. Like, so he drinks with Harald, and then Neptune tell yeah, yeah, like it's like Neptune is just not a good dad either. Like, you will you will put your daughter with crazy Loki. Like, I don't get that at all. And then that old man that kind of looks like Vegapunk a little bit poisons Irida, and yeah, just a lot of emotion when it comes to this chapter. Really, really insane chapter. Um, cannot wait for the next one. He ignored by mom and his brother and his captain Zebek. Yeah, really, really crazy chapter, and yeah, no break, and I can't wait for the next one. So yeah, so I might end this stream here, but thank you so much, everybody, for joining the live stream. I really do appreciate it. Like, and also being patient with me because my phone wants to be dumb. But Loki was poisoned by Shamrock and his Cerberus, but oncoming chapter. Oh, that's interesting. I did not know that. Really, really interesting. But yeah. So yeah, everybody, I might just end the stream here, but yeah, like I said before, thank you so much, everybody, for coming to the stream. I really do appreciate it, having a conversation about One Piece, because I really don't get to do that very often. But yeah, thank you so much for all of the likes, the comments, subscribing, and even being a part of the chat. I really do appreciate all the support. So there will be some videos coming. So Monday, I'm probably going to be doing the Netsu Netsu no Mi. And then Wednesday, I'm probably going to be doing a character discussion that uses the Netsu Netsu no Mi or the Heat Heat Fruit, which is Charlotte Oven. So I will be doing a character discussion on that. And then Friday, I will be doing a character discussion on Kaku because I think I did his double fruit ability. But I want to do a character discussion, talk about Kaku. So thank you so much for watching, everybody, and I will see y'all next time. Matane.